YouTube? This is Aaron here. This is Times with the Narcissist Explain. I hope the content has been good for you guys and helpful. You know, this is a spiritual warfare, and there are people out here that are in desperate need of, should I say, emotional stimulation, and they get their emotional stimulation from basically other people's pain or other people's misery, you know. And it's crazy how it has to be this way, you know. A lot of people say, oh, the narcissist been through a lot. Well, the empath been through a lot too, you know. But they try to discredit our pain for their pain, right? There's a lot of empaths that are in an abusive household, been through so much, and yet they still have so much love in their heart, right? But the topic I'm going to talk about today is narcissists always need a scapegoat. All right. Now, I'm going to give you my definition of the scapegoat, but I will post the definition for you guys. Scapegoat is somebody who is the fall guy or the fall woman, somebody to blame for other people's acts or other people's crime. A lot of empaths grew up like this in households where, you know, they had the golden child, which that's the child that gets to do whatever the child wants to do. The parents still support that child, no matter how messed up it is. The golden child gets treated wonderfully. But then there's the scapegoat child. If the golden child mess up, the golden child pins the blame on the scapegoat child. This causes sibling rivalry. Lots of sibling rivalry. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are brothers and sisters, sisters and sisters. They don't like each other because one's an empath and one's a narcissist, right? The golden child is usually the narcissist. The parents are narcissists. You know, when you grow up in a household with narcissistic parents, as an empath, they throw all the responsibility on you. You're supposed to do this. While the golden child, they don't got to wash dishes. They don't got to clean up like that. But you, empath, you are expected to do all of these things and more, right? Especially if you're a successful empath, your narcissistic parents are going to come after you and take you for what you got, you know. Even use you for your car. I've had that happen to me. Use you for your money. I've had that happen to me. You know, narcissistic parents have a tendency of always being broke or always having less than. And when they see that they're down and out, they can't depend on the golden child because the golden child don't really have much. You know, the golden child is a codependent. You know, let's get that out there. The golden child is a codependent. And, you know, with the golden child being a codependent, they have to depend on their narcissistic parents for every single thing, even including roof over the head. You know, that's why a lot of golden childs end up 30, 40 years old, still at mommy house, still at daddy house. Right? Because they have been codependent on their parents to let them get away with so much for so long. But when a narcissistic parent is low on funds, they always go to the scapegoat. Because it's usually the empathic scapegoat or the empath scapegoat child is the one that usually gets it together, you know. I've had that happen to me. Oh, I'm broke. Oh, can you please give me some money for gas? This, and that. Mind you, this person has multiple degrees and is asking the scapegoat child for gas money, who barely has any degrees, right? You know, it's tough being a scapegoat child. It's tough because you see your family for who they are. They're users. You know, they'll let the golden child get away with so much. But you, empath, scapegoat child, man, they're going to dump so much responsibility on you. And there's so many empaths out there, even younger than me, going through that right now. I don't know why their parents always coming at them for favors, always harassing them for crap. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. It really sucks, because it doesn't matter how much you do. The scapegoat child is the one that usually get kicked out of the house. You got all this. You done all this stuff for your parents. You helped them out. You helped them clean. While the golden child barely do a damn thing. Doesn't help with much at all. But they'll favor the golden child who do nothing versus the scapegoat child who do a lot of things, handle a lot of responsibilities. But as soon as the scapegoat child does not obey the narcissistic parents' demands or try to keep up with their responsibilities, they get kicked out or they get hated on. You know how many narcissistic mothers who have a scapegoat empath child, they get on the phone, talk to their relatives about, yeah, this one here, he don't do this. They're always talking about you, scapegoat child. I'm going to keep saying scapegoat child because in this video, this needs to be addressed. There are scapegoat children out here. They're the ones to be blamed for a lot of parents' mess ups. And being a scapegoat child, you look back, especially when you get older as a scapegoat child and you finally get free from your narcissistic parents, you be like, man, those people never liked me. They just wanted to use me. They just need somebody who would like a punching bag, somebody to tolerate their crap, take all their drama. Your narcissistic parent has a job. They got to deal with their boss. Then they come home, because if they got a narcissistic boss, they're gonna come home and take it out on you. If that narcissistic boss pissed off your parents that day, they're gonna take it out on you because you're the scapegoat child. You're the one that's supposed to take the fall, right? They can't internalize the abuse or try to work through it. They channel it through the scapegoat child. And this is a message to you, to those empaths out there who is the scapegoat child, who gets put all the responsibility on. You don't have to bend over backwards for your parents. You don't have to bend over backwards for your siblings, because those people right there are the same ones that'll switch up on you for government at the end of the day. They always will. You know what I'm saying? Because they are stuck in the matrix. And you being a scapegoat child, you're like the fall person, the person to take the blame, And then when the scapegoat child speaks truth to the narcissistic parents and the golden child siblings, they literally triangulate against the scapegoat child. It's like, how dare you try to break up our little charade of evil? How dare you? It's the same thing when you was dealing with the flying monkeys and the narcissists. When you spoke truth, they triangulated against you because they didn't want truth to be revealed. They just wanted you to just tolerate their crap, keep quiet, just stay quiet, don't say anything, because that's what they're banking on. Same thing with narcissistic parents, and same thing with the golden child. How many times has a narcissistic scapegoat child confronted their golden child sibling about the shit that they do? And the golden child will lie to you, like, no, I didn't do that. No, you lying, man. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of times, the golden child will not accept responsibility for their actions, just like the narcissistic parents. So they find somebody to put the blame on, and that's usually the scapegoat child. That's you. The Bible does talk about that. I didn't come to build, I come to destroy, I come to divide, right? To turn son against father, mother against daughter, right? But if you look on the deeper context of that, we're talking about the empath versus these narcissists, these hollow meat suits. They're always about drama, right? When you're a scapegoat child and you minding your business, you living with parents, your parents are always going to harass you. They're going to come to your door. You can stay in your room all day. They're going to come to your door. They're going to harass you, So this is what I'm saying. with the scapegoat child, do not bend over backwards for your family. Family is the main reason why you're being stuck in a situation now, because they keep overloading you with stress. I'm going through it now. I know. They overload you with stress. They put all the responsibilities on you. Yeah, you're supposed to help me do this. You're supposed to help me do that. Well, why can't the other child do it? Why you got to come directly to me? They come to you for everything, and you have to shut that off, because you're only one person. You can't bend over backwards to them. You got to think about your health, your well-being, and things like that. And if I was you, scapegoat child, empath, get away from your family, especially if they're narcissistic, because they're the main ones that'll throw you and switch up on you for government. They'll do it. They the ones that's gonna take the anal swab up the ass and shit for China and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they are stuck in a matrix. But you, empath, you are awake. You see it now. You have an awareness now that's on a much higher level, right? While your narcissistic parents and your golden child, aka the codependent sibling, I repeat that again, the codependent sibling, they are stuck and trapped in this false reality that we live in. You know, and that's the reason why they barely have anything, is because they're too busy trying to be part of society. Do you know how hard it is to be a loving person in a society full of evil people? It's very hard, yo. It's very hard. And it's like, as an empath, you have to watch those feelings in your heart, because you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you can't. Because you know every time you give them the benefit of the doubt, they show you they rear ugly heads at how fucked up they are and how much of users they are, because they are users. Narcissistic parents and codependent golden child, users. They will use you, and they don't respect boundaries. So if you still with your parents right now, this is for the scapegoat child, not the narcissist, the empath, the scapegoat empath. If you're still with your parents right now, find a way out of there. There's ways out of here. There's a lot of money to be made out here. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to sell your soul for it. You know, just whatever you do, don't look at your situation as a situation that cannot be overcome. You can overcome this. It's unfortunate in life, things are a process, and you can't just leave overnight because you don't have a plan. You gotta have a plan. You know, so have a plan. Leave when you can. Leave as soon as you can. Scapegoat child. Because the more you hang around your narcissistic parents and your narcissistic golden child siblings, aka codependent, they are going to drain you little bits at a time. They don't have to drain you face to face. They have little ways, because when you're in the house and they cause this little eruption of drama, it's draining you at the same time. All that chaos, right? But I'm gonna end this right here, y'all. I just want to touch base on the scapegoat child, because there's scapegoat children out here who are empaths, who are the ones to blame for the stuff that they didn't do, right? So just understand, you have a certain calling on your life. That's why they come at you the way they do. They're dead on the inside. Those narcissistic parents and that golden child narcissist sibling of yours, they are dead on the inside. But they see that you have life, so they want to put all the responsibility on you. But that's when you have to really take a leave, take a stand, and get away from them. Because the more you hang around them, they're gonna drain you. They're gonna drag you down. Alright? So I love y'all, and please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and more content's on the way. Alright? I love y'all, and just you know, those who are going through, just keep your head up. You know, healing takes time, but it always gets better. And remember, use what you learn